Moving on, cringe of the week. This is a great cringe of the week. This is probably the best cringe of the week we've ever done. First one, the second grade teacher whose entire class changed their pronouns. This is a must watch.
Okay, so it took a couple of days for me to make this TikTok without crying, because that's what I do. Please ignore the dog bone crunching behind me. Anyhow, one of my students felt safe enough to share his pronouns with me. And when he did so, once the class knew that I knew, they all switched pronouns. They're second graders. Like, I'm torn between being really, really happy to be a safe space and just absolutely furious that an entire group of second graders has to keep this secret from not safe people.
It's like, don't you hear what you're saying?
I think you missed the point. You missed the conclusion you should be reaching.
Yeah, exactly. One kid told you they changed their pronouns. The teacher said it was cool and was cool with it. And then the whole class changed their pronouns. Doesn't that mean that changing their pronouns is kind of like a social fun thing to do for a young class of kids who don't know anything?
Yeah. And she says it's like these kids just didn't have a safe space until they came to me. It's like, what are you talking about, lady? They're just blowing in the wind. They're doing whatever they want.
Yeah, the whole class of second graders is transgender.
Non-binary, at least, I guess.
At least non-binary. They all wanted to switch their pronouns. Like, doesn't that prove that they're not really ready to pick their pronouns yet? Because if the whole class switched, doesn't that kind of scientifically not add up?
Yeah, it's kind of like bad data. You just need to throw it out. It's like, well, the whole thing kind of blew up. I don't know what happened.
So, yeah, when should we cover pronouns? It's like, not second grade.
Yeah, too soon. Too soon, we learned.
Third grade, and it's like, 80% of the kids switch. Fourth grade, like 50%. All the way up 8th grade, 10%. It's like, all right, high school. We'll get to it in high school.
Yeah, and hopefully not even. But,
yeah,
I mean, this woman teacher, and it's like, oh my gosh, like the kids come home, like, I just changed my pronouns, mom. And it's like, oh, let me just call your teacher. And it's like, miss something. And then they hear the deep voice on the other end, and they're like, huh? Like, all right, so I'm calling the principal now.
And then
I'm
going to have my husband call the police.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, man. Make sure none of these kids get monkeypox.
Yeah, and I saw a couple of people, like, sorry, I saw a couple of these people, I saw a couple kind of right-wingers were talking like, I think we're overblowing what the teachers are doing and the kids. We're like overblowing it. And it's like, no, man, they give us new evidence every week. Like and my favorite part is the unknowingly admitting to what you've done. Mm-hmm. And it's like, these kids all just blossomed. And it's like, yeah, because of you did it. Like, it's not like it was this unfiltered, like them trying to come
who
out.
I am.
Yeah, it's like I'm not. How old is second grade? 8?
I think it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So you have 25 7 or 8-year-olds. Then you kind of talk about gender and pronouns, and then they all switch their pronouns. It's like, then don't you hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't this prove our side?
That if she's like introduced to it, they're gonna participate in it.
They don't have a safe place where they can all be transgender. Well, hopefully they don't get any more. Next clip, the nightclub teacher. Yeah. This is pretty funny. So this guy's a high school teacher. I don't know if guy is even the right word.
It says, welcome to my high school classroom / nightclub pride flag.
So they have like a disco ball. They have all these lights, the pride flags everywhere. And then the people on the right, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, kind of went after this individual.
Of course.
And then LGBTQ Nation tweeted out, the Canadian teacher has come under attack from far-right Americans on social media after extremist Chaya Raichik, who runs the account Libs of TikTok, posted one of his videos and accused him of turning his classroom into a nightclub, as if we got him. But in his TikTok, it says, welcome to my high school classroom / nightclub. But, the right wing, they're really...
And it's like so many buzzwords in there, like extremist, right wing, calm down, people. He admitted it. We're just pointing it out.
He admitted it. We're reiterating it. And that's the thing, too. It's like they always try to go after libs of TikTok as if they're, making stuff up or like using body cam. These people posted it on their public TikToks and on their public Instagrams, and then libs of TikTok repost it. Like there's no
It's always a primary source.
It's very much literally a primary source. And it's not like a hidden camera and it's like, oh, this wasn't supposed to get out. They posted it publicly for everyone to see, and they're just not really happy with who's getting to it.
Yeah, it got out of their little echo chamber, and it got into ours. We took it for proof.
Speaking of getting out of their echo chamber and into ours, we have a new favorite schizo, this guy, Dash Dabrowski.
Yeah, we love him.
We love this guy. He's my favorite. I follow him on Instagram, and he's an absolute manic nut.
Yeah.
Check out his video he made about Matt Gaetz.
Here's a video of Matt Gaetz being very disrespectful to women.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
And not a single Republican condemned these statements because every Republican is a misogynist. Vote for the Democrats.
Vote for the Democrats.
Vote for the Democrats. He's very manic. You know asylum seekers?
Yeah.
Like people who are seeking asylum, like immigration-wise.
Uh-huh.
I want to create a new category of people, asylum seekees.
Okay.
And it's the asylum coming and looking for people to put in the, so it's like he's an asylum seekie, or like the asylums are looking for him to put him away for being nuts.
Yeah. The vocal stuff, we should play a few more. I think we're gonna probably come back to this at some point, but his vocal strains, his manic expressions, the Republicans, and then just simply vote Democrat. It's like, who do you work for? I think he gets
Play another if you got one. Here's a video he made about January 6th.
Big news, the DOJ just confirmed that they are investigating Donald Trump's role in the January 6th attack. Donald Trump, buckle up, buddy, because they have so much evidence against you that I don't think you're gonna get away with this one.
And it always ends on like some manic face, like, that's why we got you dead right. You know what? He has like that face at the end of every at the end of every single one. He has like this face.
It's like an actor. He's got like a whole acting inflection thing, like where he pauses and for certain emphasis.
Yeah.
You know what I said this guy looks like? He looks like a British explorer who's about to steal all your artifacts and tell you why it's best for your culture that they belong in the British Museum.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, he's like, hey, don't touch that. That's our stuff. Oh, we'll bring it back. We're gonna bring this back. We're gonna leave some here. We're gonna bring it back with us.
We'll keep it safe.
Yeah. It's like someone like told him, like gave him a tip, and then like, yeah, man, like do your videos, and then just kind of like be cool, you know, like yeah, like be cool.
I think he gets a little sheet from like Occupy Democrats that says like, here's the topics we're hitting today, Dash. Every video you get $75. Go at it.
And he just does it.
Yeah.
He goes to UCLA, so there goes another institution, I guess, that means nothing anymore. But I like that guy.
I mean, you can have some liberal kids. I don't mind, you know, but it's like, I'm sure UCLA is also engaging in a lot of woke muppetry and bad stuff.
I like this guy, and it feels good to be on the right side, because if we were on the left and our content creators were him, like I would be like, ooh, like this isn't good. Like I think I'm on the wrong side. Like we want to kill babies and up until the day they're born, and this guy is like our leader who everyone retweets and stuff.
Yeah, there's no real substance. He's kind of just saying the words.
I don't like that. I don't like the way this feels. But he's also so manic and so like backwards and wrong that there's a chance he's secretly right wing and just doing the left wing stuff to make everyone look bad.
Okay. I think that's maybe 150 to 1 odds. 150 to 1.
Probably worse. I'll do 10 at 150 to 1.
Locked in.
That book is locked in. Moving on. Stephen Colbert did a segment on his show with Iron Man guy.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Pattinson Jr. Robert Downey Jr. They did a thing about eating bugs. Look at this clip.
It's incredibly comfortable. Now, what is this? This looks like I could make cocoa with this. What is
that? Well, that's an insect-based premium protein. It's made from Molitor, which is mealworm larvae. The company is called Insect. This is Infras. This is for fertilizer. And as you have there, this is a powder derived from the mealworm, and it's a insect protein just been approved by the EU for human consumption.
You're not just getting me to eat dirt, are you?
No, man, I wouldn't play you, bro. We're like one entity now.
If this is protein, it's essentially tasteless. It's just a protein supplement.
Exactly.
I could put
And
this in a smoothie or something?
I'm telling you, yep. And they'll be making all kinds of stuff out of it. And by the way, it is the making of it is severely reducing the amount of emissions it takes. It is a innovation, Justin. We're doing something incorrectly. If we make this switch, it's a huge intervention.
Yeah, I bet they're going to be making the switch.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr., he goes home and when the cameras are off, he just eats bugs.
He eats bugs, whatever's best for everybody.
He gets
He's eating
A5
bugs.
Wagyu. He's eating like whatever he can. He gets sushi off a model. He eats whatever the hell he
Want
wants.
to wrap this up and take it home? He goes, nah, throw it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the interesting thing about this, late night hosts traditionally were, used to be funny. They would make fun of this.
Yeah.
Hey, we're eating bugs. It's made from mealworms. And he'd like plug his nose and be like, I'm not eating that. Or it'd be like a Fear Factor thing where it's like, all right, I'm going to try it. But now it's like, oh, like this is just like a tasteless thing you can put into a smoothie and it's good for the environment.
It plays like an ad. Like they're doing an ad and they can't get out of line. It's like, don't say this. Don't say this. You can say it's a bug-based powder protein approved for EU consumption. Like they have like a hit list. Again,
They give him his desk.
they give him the script.
They give him the script.
Yeah, you think Robert Downey Jr., literal super millionaire, is eating bugs, guys?
And Stephen Colbert, who's obviously a known Muppet, we talked about the hand up the butt and the mouth moving.
20 mil a year.
20 mil a year.
And Stephen will say whatever you want.
And then what they want him to say is get everyone to eat the bugs. So obviously eating the bugs is coming, and we know because Stephen Colbert is cool with it and pretending it's normal and basically easing the transition to get people onto it, I guess.
Yeah. Donald Trump, you're Putin's cock holster.
Yeah.
Eat the bugs.
Eat the
like, eat the bugs. So yeah, all right. Nice work, Stephen.
Moving on to our monkeypox section. We're still in Cringe of the Week. This is our monkeypox section.
It's tied to Cringe? It's not its own entity?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's part of Cringe. It's monkeypox season. So obviously people are getting monkeypox, which is sad. I think 90-something% of the monkeypox havers are homosexuals.
98% are gay or bisexual men.
Homosexuals.
Yeah.
So that's who's getting monkeypox. There's a guy who made a video about how important it is to destigmatize monkeypox. Check this out. So he's got the monkeypox on his face, and we're not going to make fun of anyone's sickness or anything. But that being said, when the gay guys get the monkeypox and you see where they get them, like this guy's got it all over his mouth, you can kind of guess how he caught it.
You can guess what they're doing and what position they were in when they got monkeypox.
I don't want to paint a picture for you, but you can kind of guess what happened and how this played out.
There was another guy who had monkeypox and it hurt when he went to the bathroom. So
he had a different problem area where he was doing, I guess, problematic things to catch the monkeypox.
Yeah.
This is interesting because I wonder if I should say this or should we play the clip first? Basically, my theory is, and it's monkeypox season, it's also schizo season, and that's where I get my theories from.
Start spiraling.
I get in that schizo spiral, and I can't stop. So there were some news articles that came out about how monkeypox is affecting all the gay people, and there was like a story about how it's also affecting children. How could children get monkeypox? It has to be an abusive situation, like a very dark, pedophilic, abusive situation.
Yeah.
So if the kids are getting monkeypox, it obviously is a sign of a bigger problem and something bad going on at home. And what I'm noticing is there's like this big push to destigmatize monkeypox. So that push to destigmatize monkeypox, while it sounds nice and like, oh, we're just being supportive for people who have a problem and they're sick, we're also backdoor softening how we view pedophilia. Because if there's a kid who gets monkeypox, they're going to go, oh, we don't want to stigmatize monkeypox.
It better be on his frickin' shoulder or something and he just brushed past the guy. If the kid has monkeypox all over this, or...
That's what I'm saying.
That's the dark level.
That's the dark corner that I schizo spiraled to. So if we're destigmatizing monkeypox, then kids get monkeypox. Instead of saying, hey, why are the kids getting a disease transferred by homosexuals? We're instead going to say, well, we don't want to stigmatize. Kind of like when Kevin Spacey was accused of having a relationship with an underage person, and then he came out and said, "Oh, I'm actually gay."
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, he's gay. Don't leave him alone." It's like,
okay.
no, there was there's an underage person involved in that. Same with LGBTQP or same with LGBTQ plus. The plus is a P. It's a P. It gets people used to that P sound, which also could be pedophile. Mm-hmm. Same with the trans kids doing consent. Oh, a trans kid, they want to pick their gender. They want to pick their pronouns. You have to support that. But what you're actually backdoor supporting is children giving consent and listening to children and giving consent. And that's like another softening of pedophilia.
Yeah.
Because you're saying, oh, kids can decide what gender they are. What else can they decide? And it's basically a slippery slope that's opened. So keep an eye out. If there's kids that have monkeypox, that needs to be very much looked into. Investigated. Call the cops. Look at this next clip, and you'll see why I bring it up.
We have seen now 2 cases that have occurred in children. Both of those children are traced back to individuals who come from the men who have sex with men community, the gay men community. And so when we have seen those cases in children, they have generally been what I call adjacent to the community most.
They better be.
Adjacent. Sounds like it's kind of intertwined.
Yeah, I don't know. Not parallel. It sounds like their paths crossed at some point.
Yeah, definitely not good. And we should obviously investigate that. And look at this next clip about, there's like a woman who's giving a presentation to a group of people about how kids can pick their gender.
So what we do know is that adolescents actually have the capacity to make a reasoned, logical decision. And here's the other thing about chest surgery. If you want breasts at a later point in your life, you can go and get them.
Adolescents can make logical and informed decisions. It's like, don't you know what you're saying? Don't you know what Pandora's box you're opening? Don't you know what this means if you say that and get people to agree to that? And it's basically all the same thing. So it is schizo season over here. Maybe I'm schizo spiraling a little too hard.
I don't think this is as schizo as you think. I don't think you need to soften your schizo-ness right now.
Yeah. If we're destigmatizing monkeypox and we're letting kids pick their gender and their pronouns, we're basically saying like kids and gay people and whatever, they all can kind of live in the same universe, which is an abusive situation and it should not be the case.
For that woman who's talking about that video, she's like, guess what? If they want chest surgery, they can get them back. Like, I assume she's talking about fake breast implants later if they regret their decision, which is pretty likely in my mind. Mm-hmm. And that logic is so backwards because it's like, well, if they're still obsessed with chopping off their boobs, they can do it later. You know what I mean? Like,
wouldn't you do this? Wouldn't you do that part down the road then?
Yeah, let's have 2 major surgeries instead and just, I don't know, hope for the best.
And do you know how bad a person's mind will be if they remove their breasts and then later want them back, like the agony that you go through to get back to normal?
And you obviously can't breastfeed.
Can't breastfeed, alters you for life. They pretend that it doesn't, but it does. Oh, you can get them back. It would be fake breasts that aren't the same thing. And then to come back to that realization that you want them back is such like a horrible cycle a child would have to go through. And if it's all about, oh, they can just do it later, why not say, hey, if you want to cut your boobs off and you're 14, you can wait until later. And if you still want to cut them off at 18, you can do it.
The doctor will be waiting for you.
You know? So it's like they try to make it seem like they're rational and thinking and like on the side of science, but nothing actually makes sense. And they just want kids to make life-altering decisions as a child, AKA let kids have consent and people should listen to children, which I still don't get. We shouldn't be listening to kids about anything. Kids don't know anything.
At all.
Wait till you see the next in Urban Decay, what we learned from our Justin Awad affiliate about how little kids know.
And those aren't even kids. Those are like
those
20-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah, that's so true. Exactly.